sleeve. Cash at the moment, he doesn't seem to want to spend. Ian Baird will again partner Wayne Allison up front, something that happened only 8 times, believe it or not, last season. Just 2 new faces to the City squad, Scott Patterson and Rodney Macquarie, both free transfers from Liverpool. And Macquarie gets his debut in midfield today because of injuries to Tinian and Martin. Mick Buxton starts his first full season in charge at Roker Park and has a squad that many believe could surprise a few this year. They finished the season exactly halfway up the Endsleigh League and are quoted at 16-1 shots for the title this year. Well, there hasn't been much movement in the transfer market up north. Dariusz Kubicki, a Polish international, the one name of note to come into the squad. A £100,000 post-season signing from Aston Villa. Well, there's the new stand here at Ashton Gate. They were frantically putting the finishing touches to the new North stand yesterday, and as I'm sure they were to many stands around the country. Well, this stand isn't open yet, but the staff here say it should be open in a couple of weeks' time. So Sunderland get the new 1994-95 season underway. Many would say this is quite a lightweight Bristol City midfield, and certainly untried and untested. Here's Wayne Allison, one of their strikers. Baird gets on the end of that. Looks up, eyes up the shot. Good save from Norman. Well, that's what Bristol City have been hoping for. Ian Baird was out for so long last year with a number of complaints. One of them a collapsed lung, but they're showing all the strength and speed and experience that Bristol City want of him. They win a corner, floated in by Edwards. There's Baird, just doesn't reach him. Macquarie, still Macquarie. Just off the side of the post from Matty Bryant. Well, they're causing all sorts of danger early on. Allison and Bent in the 6-yard box. It's towards Bryant at the far post. Another strong header from Matty Bryant.
And certainly Matt Bryant is probably the two best chances of the game. He brought a good save out of Tony Norman and also just scraping the wrong side of the post. It was a good header, good leap, good save, and all around good play from both sides.
Allison must score. Another good save from Tony Norman. Well, it just floated over Gary Bennett's head. And Wayne Allison had only Tony Norman to beat. And Norman again keeps the score sheet clean. Goodman again. Goodman free. Can he beat Welsh? Hits the crossbar. Now this game has livened up at both ends. Here's the other Gray, Phil Gray. Goal kick, says the referee. But Goodman again in acres of space, lost his man. And this time it rebounded off the crossbar.
Yes, and this is Goodman's trademark, isn't it? Hanging on the last defender, looking for a mistake, looking for a through ball. He's hit the crossbar. Unfortunately, City breathe again.
Matt Bryant. Low cross. Fowler. That's an early one in towards Allison, far post. Side netting. But again, that deep, long cross from Fowler proving a danger for the Sunderland back four.
Yes, excited from a great ball from Matt Bryant, although I don't think for a moment that he meant it. He found Fowler way out on the left. Good early touch through the crossing far post. Wayne Allison did what he's very, very good at, taking half a yard step behind the last central defender, but unfortunately for City, his header hit the side netting.
Powers brings it away. Long ball, searching for Gray. Oh, they've got men over at the moment, Sunderland. Composed on the ball, lines it up for Ball. What a great save from Keith Welsh. That was going straight in the top corner. But there were men over. Nicely played between Ferguson and Ball. And a great shot from the skipper.
Yes, it was good play by Sunderland. Ball shot, well saved by Welsh.
Ferguson. Atkinson. Good save from Welsh. Will need to get there a second time. Well, the Sunderland fans thought Bryant just backed into Phil Gray as the ball fell loose. The referee said play on. Flick on from Edwards. Baird. Foot in from Melville. Was enough. Hours now. Gray. Left it well. Still a chance here. Good deflection. Gray again in space. Good little chip, but not good enough. Just trying to put it in the top left-hand corner above Keith Welsh, and instead put it over the bar. So he continues his run. Benter's come across. Now they need a good cross in. Baird and Allison waiting for it. It's not a good one to Bennett. Edwards will pick up the pieces. Now they need another good cross from Harriott. This time it's not bad. And Allison just wide. This time Marvin Harriott did get a good cross in. And once again Wayne Allison put it past the post, but it was City's best chance of this second half. Melville against Baird. Goodman allowed to turn. Still Goodman. Martin Gray. Well, Martin Gray was allowed to get in behind Harriott there.
I think on 2 occasions in the second half, Martin Gray, apart from Philip Gray, has had the best chance of the game for Sunderland. On both occasions, he's failed to hit the target.
I can only remember one real save that Keith Welsh has had to make, and that was from skipper Kevin Ball. But here's Gray again. Can they sneak it at the death? Ferguson crosses it inside. Martin Scott's across. Still Sunderland have it. Gray has another chance. Is that too far for Ferguson? Keeps it in. Goodman. And Welsh was across to save. But they're throwing everything at it in these last few moments. And not enough power on the header from Don Goodman. Fowler. Just holds it up. Macquarie needs to spread it wide. He does so. Martin Scott. Scott go it alone. Ian Baird. Edwards. Chip towards Allison. Partridge doesn't keep it in play. And the decision is a corner. Bristol City will throw everybody forward for this, what may be the last corner of the game. Sunderland have brought everyone back apart from Martin Gray. And if I've been calling him Michael Gray during the game, I apologise. Allison leaves it for Edwards. And nobody could quite get a touch on it. But a blistering shot from Rob Edwards. Just one deflection, and surely that would have gone in the back of the net. Some tired legs out there now. Ferguson. And in fact, that is the end of play. For the 0-0 scoreline, it's still been an exciting match. Plenty of goal mouth out action. Wayne Allison can consider himself a little bit unlucky he didn't score. And Matt Bryant too, who had one tipped over from Tony Norman and another hit the wrong side of the post. For Sunderland, Don Goodman can count himself unlucky. He also hit the woodwork, hitting Keith Welsh's crossbar. And the first match at Ashton Gate this season ends Bristol City 0, Sunderland 0.
With the kick for Bristol City, looking long for Allison and finds him, bends through the middle, and he was very unlucky there. Just didn't apply the finishing touch, but City is still quick in on the challenge. And Welsh again electing to get the ball free very quickly and give Bent a chance to stretch his legs. Not much support with him at the moment. He's looking for somebody to make a move. He finds Allison. Stubbs is there, but Allison's round in. Baird, 1-0. Good goal by Bristol City. A great move, but Allison really had no right to get that cross in. You can see there, Stubbs was always favourite, but he went in early on the challenge. Allison got behind him, and a great finish by Ian Baird. Patton then with the throw. Nice sneaks. It's easily cleared. Leaves it to Lee. Lines up a shot for McDonald, and Welsh got it at the second attempt. Coyle then with the ball, but he's shrouded in Bristol City defenders. But Patton's in, and that's off the post, and that's their best opportunity so far. Patton once more, it's left that time for Patalainen, but that's well over the bar, no trouble for Welsh. Sneaks, Patalainen again, and Welsh would have been beaten, but it was just off target. And away comes Edwards. Line's bent again. Takes the return off of Baird. And Baird's lost control. Stubbs back pass. Allison's in, and a great piece of interception then by Wayne Allison. And that's 2-0 for Bristol City. But really, what an awful back pass. He really couldn't have seen Stubbs. He didn't look up. Just belted the ball back towards his goalkeeper. But Allison read it well, and a very good finish indeed. Bolton again, really not getting much change out of this Bristol City defence, but sneaks his through, and a great save by Keith Welsh. Very well positioned indeed. It looked like he took a deflection, which made it all the more awkward. He's through behind them. Great save by Welsh, and an unexpected but very well-deserved victory here for Bristol City. Bolton Wanderers 0, Bristol City 2.
3 points from their one away game of the season so far, and City were looking for another maximum against newly promoted Burnley, especially if Wayne Allison had his way. This time, he didn't. City hadn't conceded a goal all season. Ironic, therefore, that City discard Liam Robinson should end the 310-minute record and do for Burnley what he seldom did for City, and score. City weren't to be outdone, but they had to wait until injury time before their continual barrage of the Burnley goal paid off, Wayne Allison succeeding where in the first half he'd failed. But 0-0 draws against Sunderland and Port Vale haven't set their hearts really racing. The midfield remains experimental because of injuries to Tinian and Martin, but Rob Edwards has passed a late fitness test after shaking off a knock in midweek in a Welsh under-21 international. Notts County, who so nearly made the playoffs last season, haven't launched this year's campaign in promotion style. They've already been beaten 3 times. That's why manager Mick Walker has already dipped into the transfer market. Nigel Jemson is a bargain £300,000 signing from Sheffield Wednesday, and former Derby skipper Martin Cool is here on a month's loan. The man in charge this afternoon, John Brandwood from Lichfield. So it's new boy Nigel Jemson who gets this game underway. And of course Notts County and Bristol City will play each other 3 times in the next 2 weeks or so because of Coca-Cola Cup commitments. This the first of the clashes. Scott, good header down for Jason Fowler. Allison running for him, doesn't go through. A bit too predictable, but Fowler wins it back. Now Rob Edwards, good little cross in, far post, Junior Bent, side netting once more. A few extra inches on the little man and he could have headed that one in. In the end he tried to hook it in, just found the side netting. Scott. Shale. That's for Allison. Partridge waiting for it in the middle. Still Partridge, Bent on the overlap. Can he get it to him? He can. Bent! We have finally seen a goal at Ashton Gate. And it's Junior Bent. Just as he scored 2 on the last day of last season. So he opens up his account at Ashton Gate this season. The through ball then Scott Partridge, and finally Junior Bent breaks the deadlock here at Ashton Gate, and we have our first goal. City must defend this corner. Floated in near post. Off the line by Martin Scott, and away by Shale. Good touch from Ian Baird. Two yelling for it. Junior Bent shouting for it again. Wayne Allison comes off his man. And in the end, Cherry down to save Notts County and deny Junior Bent from a second. But from one end where Martin Scott just cleared it off the line. What an important header that was. Right down the other. Junior Bent almost made it two. Bryant, judged to be fouling Robert Matthews. And so, a free kick to Notts County. Andy Legg over it. Nigel Jemson might fancy his chances here too. The new boy. Welsh saw it late, and it's gone in. Oh, what a weak goal. He can't have seen it at all, Keith Welsh. He went down extremely late. It bobbled its way towards him. And in the end, all he could do was turn it into his own net. Jemson. And Bryant is going into the book. And how serious a challenge did John Brandwood think that was? The colour is yellow, and Matt Bryant lives to fight another day. Under the new guidelines, that could so easily have been red. But anyway, Notts County have the free kick. Away by Martin Scott. Matthews. And Shale clears it away. Partridge. Good control from the youngster. Bryant. And here's Bent in behind his man. And Cherry has taken down Junior Bent. The linesman has his flag to his chest, suggesting it should be a penalty. Cherry can't believe it. He's remonstrating with the referee. Well, perhaps there is only one decision that Mr. Brandwood can make now. Bent was certainly going away from goal, and the challenge came right on the edge of the box. The linesman says that was a penalty. Mr. Brandwood takes his decision, and it's a booking only for Cherry. So yet more controversy here. And now Martin Scott, who injured his ankle in the first half, has the chance to put Bristol City into the lead. Well, this has certainly livened up this game. Here goes Scott. 2-1. No stopping that by Steve Cherry. Well, surely the talking point will be whether you thought Junior Bent was actually fouled inside the box, whether it was a foul at all. Well, you can make your own mind up about that. Here's Martin Cool, Andy Legg. Emanalo. Away by Shale. And once again, Keith Welsh couldn't hold the ball from Phil Turner. And it was Matt Bryant who raced in to save his keeper. Sweet volley from Phil Turner, the skipper. And Bristol City will thank Matt Bryant. Here's Jemson. Jemson still. Wicked deflection. And off the top of the crossbar by Gary McSwegan. Well, it's all happening here now at Ashton Gate. Jemson's shot deflected, and McSwegan couldn't take advantage of it. Scott. Loss. Partridge. Now Allison, can he get there before Cherry? He loses the ball, Cherry, this time. Still he can't get it, but Edwards can't make use of it. And in the end, Emanalo hacks him down. And another name is going into his book. This time, Michael Emanalo. Well, he's on to his second or third page by now, Mr. Brandwood. Foul up. There's no one in that gap. And here goes Rob Matthews, steaming down the right-hand side. Watched by Rob Edwards. Well, there are two men free in the middle. One of them is Jemson. What a great save from Keith Welsh, and how important it was, because Nigel Jemson was all on his own in the penalty area. Still, there is pressure. Matthews again with a cross, this time into the safe hands of Keith Welsh. But Nigel Jemson was all on his own. Just had to put it past Keith Welsh, and Welsh made himself big, did everything right. Harriott. Rob Edwards. Allison. Martin Scott goes around his man. Can he make it number 2? Cherry is down at almost Martin Scott's second. It was very Stuart Pearce-like. That run by Martin Scott, getting the return ball. Steve Cherry saw it coming. Harriott. Lost his cross. Off the crossbar. What a cruel own goal that could have been, as it speared off the foot of Michael Johnson. Steve Cherry knew very little about it, and that would have been curtains, surely, for Notts County.
Things were back to front for Bristol City at Kenilworth Road. Matt Bryant switching from defence to attack. It led to a catalogue of near misses at both ends. The new-look City defence had plenty to contend with. Former England frontman Kerry Dixon up front for Luton. But it didn't help the home side. They missed a hatful of chances, like this one. It was to cost them dear. City's new striking team showed how it really was done. Bryant's strength in the air creating a chance for Baird to poach a goal. The nod down from Bryant caused all the problems. Junior Bent's shot was blocked, but Baird reacted quickest. It was City's first goal in 4 games. Luton kept up the pressure though and pushed hard for an equaliser. Here Kerry Dixon sets up Paul Telfer. He headed straight for goal and unleashed a shot that swerved viciously. Keith Welsh clinging gratefully to the ball. It was a sign that maybe City's luck might be changing for the better. Luton created chance after chance, but whatever they did, they just couldn't seem to hit the target. They found it easier to find the back of the stand than the back of the net. So it was City's first win in 6 games. It may not sound good, but it's certainly a step in the right direction. Luton 0, Bristol City 1. For the 7,500 fans at Ashton Gate, it was an impressive sight in the autumn sunshine. The £1.5 million Carling Accio stand is named after the late John Accio, City's goal-scoring legend of the 50s and 60s. Members of his family joined FA chairman Sir Bert Millichip who performed the official opening ceremony. Several former City players were also there to celebrate this latest milestone in Ashton Gate's history. The attention soon switched from the new stand to the new player. David Seal may be from down under, but he looked determined to get on top with Bristol City. Only a fingertip save by Tim Carter denying him an early debut goal. 10 minutes later, he looked dangerous again. A quick turn and a curling shot goes just wide. The game's turning point came on the half hour. Millwall's Alex Ray went fist first for a high ball. Martin Scott took it full in the face. Not an impressive sight when seen in slow motion. Thankfully, Scott was able to continue after treatment. For Ray, it was the red card treatment. They may have been down to 10 men, but after the break, Millwall were far from finished. John Kerr wasted the chance, shooting straight at Keith Welsh. He was soon to regret it. A Brian Tinian corner, and Ian Baird rose high to head home. A firm header, a great relief to the City striker, and a delight to the City faithful. It was nearly 2 just minutes later, but Rod Macquarie's outstretched boot was just a fraction of an inch short. Millwall were to throw everything at City in the dying stages. They had their chances too, but they couldn't beat Welsh. And then, when Danny Chapman for Millwall failed to hit the target again, it was obviously going to be City's day. He was neatly set up, but his weak shot went well wide. And the players were able to troop back into the new grandstand, having christened it with a win. Final score, Bristol City 1, Millwall 0.
It's quite a tussle. Powell and Christensen, good save from Welsh. Preki, it goes wide, but good run from Bjorn Christensen, who used to play at Ashton Gate. Baird, not on to Wayne Allison. What can Wayne Allison do here? Still Allison. Good save from Alan Knight, and it needed to be as Scott Partridge came in. The strength of the man and the pace, Wayne Allison, looking up all the time. Stayed on his feet well, though, Alan Knight, until the last minute. Scott. Forward again towards Baird, but he gets it at the second attempt. Good little ball to Bents. Well, that's what the little man is there for. Bit of pace in attack. This time, just a touch off target. Partridge. This is Bryant pushing up from the back. And he loses out. Gittins is in trouble. He hasn't seen Bent behind him. And here's Allison. A penalty, surely. Yes, no doubt about that. Mr. Flood points straight to the spot. Bent nipping in behind Gittins. He hadn't seen him. And then Knight hauling down Wayne Allison. Little doubt about it. Now the chance is left with Martin Scott, and he takes it. What a well-struck penalty. Martin Scott puts Bristol City in the lead. Alan Knight went the right way, but there was little he could do about that. Gittins leaves it for Preki. It's away by Matt Bryant, but he goes straight back to Preki. Welsh can't hold it. Creaney. And Welsh does well at the second attempt. But a vicious dipping shot from Preki. Welsh couldn't hold it, but he did enough to deny Creaney on the second attempt. It's away by Shale. Partridge, but he's lost possession. And here goes Powell. Still Powell. And once again, Keith Welsh forced down to make an important save. This time he holds on to it. Elliott. Partridge. Elliott had continued his run, and Wayne Allison has made a run at the far post. That's for Allison. Well, not far away from big Wayne Allison. He'd made the run all on his own. No one had picked him up. And he did well, but not well enough. There's Allison again. Tinian in there quickly. And he did well to regain control, Brian Tinian. Tinian again towards Allison. And once again, Wayne Allison's header goes slightly wide. This is Dobson. Long ball forward over the back to Christensen, who's in space. Three waiting in the middle. Joining them at the far post is Powell. Powell! What a great equaliser. It's Daryl Powell. What a sweet little cross from Bjorn Christensen, but an even sweeter finish from Daryl Powell.
Jordan is back as manager at Ashton Gate. Less than a day after the shock sacking of Russell Osman, Bristol City has given his job to the man who quit in 1990 to take over Scottish club Hearts. Well, Jordan flew into Bristol Airport this afternoon and went straight to the club. And that's where we join Angus Scott right now at Ashton Gate. Angus, over to you.
Thank you, Sue. Joe Jordan has just met his new players for the first time and has been installed, as you say, just 20 hours after the sacking of Russell Osman. As Jordan came back for his second term here at Ashton Gate, he said it was nice to be wanted back. 4 years after walking out on Bristol City, Joe Jordan arrived at Lulsgate Airport to take over as manager for a second spell. Speculation had been rising all day that Jordan would be filling Russell Osman's vacated role after a press conference was put back 3 hours when a flight from Scotland was cancelled. The new board didn't mind waiting a few extra moments, milking every possible drop of anticipation before Jordan's much-predicted arrival.
We now look to the future, and I am pleased to introduce the new manager of Bristol City Football Club.
Jordan's under no illusions about the task in front of him: recapture the good times at Ashton Gate on a budget and quickly.
It's a bit of a dogfight when you're down there, and it's a very, very tight and competitive league, as everybody here knows. So we can't really waste any time, and I'm going to have a discussion with the players tonight, and we'll start training tomorrow with our minds clear on what our task is.
Jordan spent 3.5 years at Ashton Gate in the late 80s, firstly as a player, then as manager. In his first full season, he took City to the semi-finals of the Littlewoods Cup, losing to Nottingham Forest in extra time in the second leg. In his second season, he led City to promotion from the old third division, finishing runners-up to Bristol Rovers. But in September 1990, he walked out for Hearts, before spells at Celtic and Stoke City. His predecessor, Russell Osman, was nowhere to be seen today and making no comment. Some feel his last days at Ashton Gate were served as a lame duck manager, in charge until the agreement could be sewn up with Jordan behind the scenes.
And then suddenly the agreement comes on Tuesday. Bye-bye, Russell. Hello, Joe. You'll be installed at 12 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Angus, that is a pretty horrible remark to make, with all due respects. In no time have I spoken to any other managers whatsoever, and I spoke to Joe Jordan for the very first time yesterday.
Whatever the case, Jordan, back at Ashton Gate less than 24 hours after Osman's sacking, is now in charge, and his most immediate task is to take City out of the relegation zone. Well, there are two new managers here tonight, Joe Jordan and Ray Wilkins, because Queen's Park Rangers are taking on Bristol City in a reserve game tonight. We hope to speak to one of those managers, of course Joe Jordan, later in the programme. Back to the studio. Joe Jordan, the new manager of Bristol City. Joe, you've had a chance to have a chat with the players. Was it a good meeting?
Yes, I think so. It's handy that the players were here tonight. We've got a game here tonight, so the other players were kindly enough to come along, so it gave me an opportunity to see everyone at the one time and have explained my thoughts and my views, and we'll start training tomorrow morning and hopefully get things sorted out.
Do you feel like you're at home?
Yes, I do. The stadium has changed. There's a lot of progress being made here with the stadium, but there's still a lot of old faces here, both players and staff, so that's something that's very encouraging, you know, to walk into a place and there's still people there that you know, and make it that little bit easier.
Your main, basically, target is to get City out of the relegation zone, isn't it?
At this precise moment we find ourselves in a precarious position, you know, in the bottom three, and really we're trying to initially to try and get out of that area. It's not a position that anyone likes, whether you're a manager, player or a spectator, and yeah, that's our main priority at this moment in time.
Thanks very much, Joe. I hope the reserve team game goes well tonight. You look forward to your first game, which is, of course, live on HTV on Sunday. Now back to the studio.
Gorman's troubles began just after half-time. Wayne Allison's shot, parried by Fraser Digby, straight into the path of Junior Bent. The Swindon defence, already weakened by injuries and suspensions, was further unsettled by an injury to Brian Kilcline. His replacement, Edwin Murray, unable to cope with Scott Partridge's challenge, Wayne Allison netting a simple goal. But City's defence was caught off guard almost immediately. Keith Scott's weak shot somehow eluding new goalkeeper Phil Kite. But City made sure of a triumphant homecoming for Joe Jordan when Junior Bent, a constant threat in the second half, found Wayne Allison for his 7th goal of the season. Swindon got a late goal themselves, Keith Scott scrambling the ball past Phil Kite in injury time, but it was too late for John Gorman.
It was John Gorman's first home match as City assistant manager, and he received a welcome from Ashton Gate fans that reflected the season of goodwill. For 66 minutes, Gorman watched another shot-shy City performance. Then Matt Bryant opened the door with a real blockbuster. It was Ashton Gate's goal of the season, and soon City were 2-0 up through Wayne Allison's less spectacular, but just as precious header. With the pressure off, City gave their long-suffering fans a real Christmas tonic. Junior Bent burst into life on the right wing, and his electrifying break set up the third for Allison. There was still time for Stoke's Ian Cranson to grab a consolation goal, but at last there's a chink of light for Joe Jordan and the Ashton Gate faithful.
It's a bit dicey for City when Stoke went ahead through Keith Scott, his first goal since his move from Swindon. In the 71st minute, City's Junior Bent sent the tie into extra time, blasting past ex-City keeper Ronnie Sinclair. 3 minutes into extra time, and Ian Baird, in for the cup-tied Robert Fleck, gave Joe Jordan a pleasant selection problem by snatching the second. And Brian Tinian, who scored the winner against Liverpool last season, set the seal on the fight back with a last-minute extra-time strike.
In the first 45 minutes against Stoke, I don't think they played and did themselves justice. We had a discussion on that and how to rectify it. And they did, they put it right, and they got themselves back in the game. Naturally, getting a goal from Junior Bent, or getting a goal of any sort, helps, but Junior's was a terrific goal, and I think that gave the team a lift.
I just remember the build-up, and Gary House passed it to me, and I turned and I thought, I'll just have a shot here, and I've hit it. I think that can't be going in, can it? And the next thing I knew, I think Ronnie dived, and it just went straight past him into the back of the net.
If we were discussing the Everton game, I think we've got a smashing chance of. I think they're a good team. They're a great club, one of the biggest clubs in the land. But I think if we can play the way that we can play and go about and show the same self-belief as we did last night, I don't see any reason why we can't get another round out of the cup.
Another round? I thought you were going to win it.
We'll take it. We won't be greedy. I think if we can get another round, and then we'll see how we lie then, and we'll see, hopefully we can get another home tie.
Welcome to Ashton Gate for another important First Division encounter. Bristol City will be looking to Junior Bent for the goals again today. His strike at Stoke in the FA Cup in midweek proved crucial. His side will be hoping he can turn that into league form. City are without Ian Baird and Martin Cool, both are suspended. So Rob Edwards continues in midfield, and Robert Fleck makes his home debut for City on loan from Chelsea. Stuart Monroe is dropped, and so there's a first start for City with the former Rovers player Richard Dryden, who joined the club before Christmas for £200,000. There's a late call-up for the reserve keeper Billy Mercer. He was set for a day on the bench before first choice Alan Kelly twisted an ankle in the warm-up. Sheffield United will hope Mercer won't be shown a red card today, as they're able now to field only 2 outfield substitutes. One of those is Norwegian international Jostein Flo. United's form is that good of late that he can't get into the side. Manager Dave Bassett choosing recent acquisition Phil Starbuck instead. The referee today is Mr. Paul Adcock. He comes from Red Hill. So Sheffield United in their very smart away strip, getting things underway. For a difficult start to the season, they're looking for a quick return to the Premier League. For City, it's a matter of survival. The recent form has suggested that they can still pull out that relegation zone. Dryden with the ball. The corner is from Allison. Fleck with the effort, and an early save for Billy Mercer. Mercer, well, it was virtually straight at him. Fleck's first touch was excellent. His finish, though, suggesting why he's scored only 4 goals in his last 45 games. Tinian. Good save again from Mercer. What a busy start to the afternoon he's had. There's no real wall. Suggestions there that all the United players, including the keeper, thought it was going to be a cross. Here's Scott. He's got that up ahead of him. Easy clearance though from Mark Shale. Hodges. Back heel will find Whitehouse. Hodges again. There, making the run in the middle, and Edwards will scramble the ball wide for the Sheffield United corner. The first decent attack of the game so far. And in fact, it came off the back of Shale. And in the end, Edwards able to scramble the ball away for a corner. And clearance from Mercer. Picked up here by Scott. Starbuck. Starbuck again. He's got Rodgers in support here. Rodgers, I thought, was going to try a shot. He might still get the opportunity and does. And puts the ball over the top of the crossbar. Couldn't find the target there, Paul Rodgers. Starbuck set it all up initially. And then Rodgers, neat football, nothing like the Sheffield United long ball that we're used to seeing. In the end, Rodgers shooting over the top of the crossbar. Tinian. Good looking ball too. We'll find Robert Fleck. For Allison. And a late challenge on the keeper, and I can tell you Sheffield United are not going to like that at all. They've lost one goalkeeper already before the kick-off. They can ill afford to lose a second one. And Allison's challenge on Mercer was certainly late. Here's Gage for United. So that is the ball though. Picked up by Hansen. The big players at the far post. That's so on towards the near, but Fleck still got the header in on it and put it wide of the target. Looked like a miss-hit cross, in fact, from Hansen, aiming for the far post. It should have been the keeper's all the way. In the end, Fleck able to get between him and the defender, but headed it wide. Here's Scott. All sorts of positions for United. And Starbuck. Oh, that's a right race from the former Huddersfield player, slamming the ball over the top of the crossbar. Actually, slightly Scott's fault. The ball should have been played right in front of Starbuck. It was far too long and forced him wide, and the only save required was from the fan in row G. That's from Dryden. Fleck. Allison making a powerful run. Here's Junior Bent, and he puts it wide of the target. The best chance of the game so far, coming late in the first half and falling to the hero from Wednesday night, Junior Bent. It was Fleck who picked up a long bouncing throw from Dryden. The ball inside found Allison. He unselfishly laid it off for Junior Bent. And he really should have done better as he put the ball wide of the target. Had far much more time than he realised. And Bent will be hoping for an improvement in the second half. Hours. For 1-2, it'll fall for Allison. Well, it was a completely mishit effort from Wayne Allison. He almost caught the keeper off his line. He went off about his ankle in the end. Cleared now by Mercer. Dryden with the header. Tinian plays it upfield. And Gayle is the man that comes across. Tinian showing some urgency here. Wants to get on with things for City. Allison. Edwards. Here's Junior Bent. And he just can't find the magic touch this afternoon, Junior Bent. The best opportunity of the first half. And again, after some good work here from Rob Edwards. He did everything right there. But his shot couldn't find the corner on this occasion. Edwards looking to try and get the ball on the edge of his own penalty area. Bryant. There's Nielsen with the challenge. City pick up again with Fleck. Good-looking ball too from Robert Fleck. He's got Junior Bent with Allison waiting in the middle. And it's there. Gayle, in fact, has put it in. Brian Gayle, with his third own goal of the season, has given City the lead. Junior Bent, the supplier, and Fleck's excellent ball. Allison looked certain to score. Gayle got there in front of him. That's Coach's clearance. Thumping ball downfield, and Allison is away again, and just over the top of the crossbar. Well, Robert Fleck applauds at the end, but he was screaming for the ball here. He was possibly offside. Allison going alone, a fraction over the bar. Allison. Fleck's there in support, not the best of balls, but will still find its way to Junior Bent. Field. The goalkeeper's going to pick up. There's appeals that that's got to be a free kick, and the referee agrees. Well, Nielsen, Brian Gayle are both absolutely furious with that, but I don't think there's too much doubt about it. It's Charlie Hartfield with the ball. He certainly plays it back inside the penalty area. As the keeper comes out, he then picks it up. Stood against the wall by Tinian. And again, sort of like the free kick to be slightly further back than about 12 yards with 8 in the wall. Tinian with the cross. United will clear at the far post. Really, with 8 to 9 people in the wall, perhaps blasting it wasn't the best option for City. Dryden's throw. Allison flicks on, but United able to pick up. Foul, in fact, by Edwards on Kevin Gage. The whistle has gone, and the referee wants to see Kevin Gage for a moment. Leads a bit of trouble here. He just lash out slightly at Edwards. The referee thinks so. And Kevin Gage has been shown the red card, much to his disgust. He can hardly believe the decision. He's the 8th Sheffield United player to be sent off this season. The first to be sent off away from Bramall Lane. Free kick taken and headed across the face of the goal, and Gayle has scored. Well, they've been down to 10 men just for a fraction, and already they're back on level terms. Starbuck's free kick. Rogers at the far post with the header, and the goalkeeper couldn't hold on to it, and Gayle took full advantage to score at both ends of the field. Dryden. He doesn't score too many goals, Richard Dryden. Plenty of elevation here. His header, though, slightly misdirected. Dryden. Tinian in support and in space. Allison! In the end, Wayne Allison just couldn't keep the ball down. Tinian, loads of space down the City left, and Allison getting over the top. Breakaway chance here for City. Bent to make his mark on this game, set up that opening goal. And Gayle, of course, putting through his own net. Here's Hansen. And waits in support. Eventually it comes to him. Here's Edwards. And Shale turns the ball to Hansen. Allison, Shale, and scores! Mark Shale, the City captain, his first goal of the season, has put City back in front. And one of the best moves we've seen so far in the game. City controlling the ball for so long, and eventually Hansen supplying the cross, Allison with a perfect knockdown, and Shale was there, right-footed to the edge of the box to score. Allison, there's no doubt about, he was looking for Shale, and the keeper must have been unsighted. Allison now turning defender at the near post. More defending to do, though, for City before this game is through. They're desperate to get back on level terms. It's Hartfield! I don't think Welsh would have seen too much of this. Starbuck doing the work down the left-hand side. Good cross and a good volley that Welsh would have seen very late. The ball going straight into his hands. Field with the ball. for here with Partridge. Bent scampering away towards the right. Fleck is to his left. Here's Bent. Couldn't make the most of it. Junior Bent put the game beyond Sheffield United. Roger Nielsen scampering back to give away a corner. And running out for United. Last opportunity possibly here. Low, Beasley. Well, a half chance for United to get the late equaliser. Flo with the cross. Beasley was there with a header. Couldn't keep it down. Welsh clears. Time running out. In fact, it's run out for Sheffield United. And Bristol City have 3 very, very important points indeed in their bid to get away from the relegation zone. And they have to thank one player, and that's their captain, Mark Shale, for his first goal this season, struck from 18 yards. Has given City 3 very, very important points. Final score, Bristol City 2, Sheffield United 1.
Given a warm welcome, but his side was soon exposed by some adventurous Bristol City play. Bristol City winger Junior Bent passed his man David Burrows time and again to send in a series of crosses. Here's Scott Partridge in space, shot wide. Later, a cross by Tinian, and Allison's header came off the post. But in the end, after Matt Bryan failed to clear, the ball fell to Matthew Jackson. It was a rare Everton chance, but he took it well. At the final whistle, the fans knew their side had done more than enough to win.
It's the same all the time, I think. Goals, they need goals. They're creating the opportunities, just not scoring the goals.
As Everton left the field, there was only relief, particularly for their manager.
Good return to Ashton Gate for you?
Yes, good results, great results. Rode our luck and got away with it.
Bit fortunate?
I would say so.
I thought the team were terrific, and I've told them that, and I've also told them that the pats in the back are no good. We want results.
Joe Royle left to contemplate a 5th round tie, but at least Bristol City's confidence has been boosted in their continuing fight against relegation.
Norwegian into Wayne Allison. Nicely into the path of Gary Hours. Now, surely, Tinian. The door had opened just a fraction, and Brian Tinian knows that from that sort of position he should have hit the target. Well, Bristol City have stolen it back again, and this time Burrows cuts out the supply line to Junior Bent. Oh, but Limpar dwelt on the ball when he shouldn't have done. Partridge! Oh, he's hit the post! Gary Hours for Bristol City. Allison, for once his touch wasn't very good. Burrows has been dispossessed. Here's Junior Bent. Partridge. Here's Partridge. It's a great chance. They've wasted another one. Here's Edwards on his right foot. It's in the air. Burrows won it. The crowd didn't like it. Here's Monroe. It's still in play. Junior Bent. Partridge. Watson's clearance. Unsworth. Partridge. Great stop, Southall. My goodness me. Oh, Matthew Jackson slipped. Tinian. Allison's jumping there. Oh, he's hit the woodwork. And there's Limpar to take the second Everton corner in succession. Again, Dave Watson will be the target. That's fallen to Junior Bent. Barry Horn gets there first. Matthew Jackson. Good strike! Oh, super goal! Matthew Jackson's first of the season. And Everton are delirious.